Yeah, you read that right. I was thrown right into a pile of trash when I was born, probably because no one wanted me. Hey, I'm Anika, and I've got a story to tell you that starts in a small town, but certainly doesn't end there. I came into this world a bundle of joy with a shock of vibrant red hair. My arrival seemed to startle everyone. Maybe they thought I was some kind of oddity, which is why I ended up in the garbage not long after. But my story didn't end in that trash can. It was the dead of night when a nurse, drawn by my crying, found me. She was scared at first, but something changed when we locked eyes. My tears turned into laughter, and just like that, she decided I was hers to care for. This nurse, Patricia, became everything to me. She might not have had riches, but she gave me a wealth of love and care. I owe her my life. She's the reason I'm here today, telling you my story. Though she also believed my fiery red hair was a bit much and suggested I keep it hidden. Nurse Patricia always cautioned me, her voice laced with concern. Anika, remember to always cover your hair. Never let anyone see it. It's a scary world out there. Promise me that. With the innocence of youth, I reply, I promise. When I turned 4, Patricia decided it was time for me to start school. Hoping I'd make friends and experience life beyond our home and her mother's company. The morning of my first day, she helped me into a realistic wig to conceal my red hair. Despite my nervousness, she reassured me as she dropped me off. The school was unlike anything I'd ever seen. I missed Patricia terribly, but fortunately, I didn't remain alone for long. I made some amazing friends, friendships that have stood the test of time. The teacher introduced me. We have a new student today. Her name is Anika. Please treat her kindly. I found my place among the other children, playing with toys and having a wonderful time. That moment marked the beginning of time flying by. Fast forward 12 years, and here I am in high school. Starting fresh and clean, I quickly became quite popular among my peers. Yet, despite the close bonds I formed, I've kept my secret about my hair from everyone. It's a part of who I am that I've chosen to keep hidden, adhering to Patricia's advice and my promise to her. Recalling a vivid memory from my childhood, I shared when I was 6. My wig fell off while I was playing in the playground. The kids in front of me started screaming and crying. I was so scared and didn't know what to do, but thankfully, Patricia was there to help me. That incident left a deep mark on me, and I vowed never to let it happen again. Then came a significant day in high school when a new student joined our class. His name was Aid, and he was slightly younger than the rest of us. To my astonishment, Aid had bright red hair too. It was the first time I saw someone like me who didn't have to hide their hair. My friend Emery whispered to me, "Pissed. That's the guy I was telling you about. His family is super rich. They own half of this town." I couldn't believe it, a wealthy kid with red hair who didn't need to conceal it? That was a revelation to me. I couldn't wait to tell Nurse Patricia about Aid. However, her reaction took me by surprise. "Anika, stay away from him. Don't get involved with that guy," she advised. Although shocked by her response, I didn't argue. Yet, curiosity got the better of me. I wanted to talk to him, to find out why his red hair was accepted, or perhaps celebrated, unlike mine. One sunny afternoon, as I was sitting in the school courtyard with my friends, Aid approached us. Aid paused, a slight smile curving his lips as he turned to face me. "Hey, can I join you guys?" he asked, his eyes scanning the group. Internally, I panicked. Patricia's warning echoed in my mind, urging me to maintain a distance. Yet, here he was, reaching out. Oh no, what should I do now? I thought, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. Amory, ever the social butterfly, didn't hesitate. "Sure, Aid. I'm Amory. This is Anika, and these are her friends. She introduced us warmly. Swallowing my nerves, I managed a small, high Aid. To my surprise, conversation with Aid flowed effortlessly. We discovered shared interests and viewpoints that drew us closer with each passing day. As weeks melded into a fabric of friendship, Aid and I found ourselves sharing more about our lives. He spoke of his family's affluent background and their historical roots in the town, yet he never broached the topic of his distinctive red hair. An exciting opportunity came one sunny Saturday afternoon when Aid invited us to spend the day on a yacht owned by his family. The sheer size of the vessel left us all in awe, marveling at the luxury before us. While Aid mingled and fetched drinks with his friends, I saw my chance to satisfy the curiosity that had been gnawing at me. Aid, I've always wondered about your hair. How did you get it to be so red? I ventured, hoping my question wouldn't push him away. Aid's expression softened, and he looked into the distance for a moment before turning back to me with a sincerity in his eyes. It's a bit of a family story, he began, signaling the start of a revelation that would perhaps bring us even closer or unveil a secret I wasn't prepared for. Aid's revelation was simple yet profound. It's a family trait. We've had red hair for generations. It's something we're proud of. I stood there, my jaw slack in astonishment. A family trait? What does he mean? The notion was alien to me. All my life, I had concealed my red hair, believing it to be an aberration. Something to be ashamed of. Yet here was Aid, not just unashamed, but proud of his heritage. He then showed me a picture of a woman from his wallet, her hair a vibrant red, matching mine. This is my mom. She was the daughter of King Kyle, the IV. He didn't have any descendants other than her. Though he was known for his unique orange hair, my mom had red hair. He cherished her deeply. She was considered unique in the world with this hair color, and now it's passed down to me. His words swirled in my head. The only woman with that hair color? Could it be possible? For a moment, I was lost in thought, struggling to reconcile this new perspective with everything I had believed. Laughing lightly, I thanked Aid. Haha, Aid. Thank you for sharing this with me. I really appreciate it. I gotta go now. See you later. His story had given me much to ponder. That night, as I lay in bed, Aid's story echoed in my mind. The realization that I had been living in fear over something as natural as my hair color felt both liberating and daunting. After much deliberation, I decided to keep this conversation from Patricia, at least for now. Instead, I resolved to share my own story with Aid, given our shared trait. It felt right, acknowledging who I truly was, perhaps for the first time. The next morning, filled with a mixture of hope and anxiety, I called Aid to meet me at the park. It was there, amidst the quiet rustle of leaves and distant laughter of children, that I unveiled my secret to him. For a moment, the world seemed to stand still as he absorbed the sight of my vibrant red hair, free from its usual concealment. Anika, how do you have the same hair as me? I don't understand what's happening. Aid's confusion was palpable, his voice a mix of curiosity and shock. That's exactly what I'm trying to figure out, Aid, I responded, my heart racing. The revelation proved too much for Aid. Without another word, he turned away, leaving me alone with my unveiled truth. This is too much for me. I'll head back, he said, his departure marking a sharp pang of betrayal. I stood there, abandoned, my secret hanging heavily in the air. Returning home, I sought solace in Patricia's presence, confessing the day's events. Her reaction was one of concern, tinged with disappointment. You should have come to me first before taking such a step. It was too risky, she admonished. Days turned into a silent procession of normalcy, yet Aid's absence cast a long shadow over my daily life. He had stopped coming to school, his seat a constant reminder of our last conversation. My curiosity and worry compelled me to inquire about him, only to be met with unexpected news from Amory. "Didn't you hear? Aid dropped out of our school. I heard he's not coming back," she shared, her voice low. "What? Why? Was it all because of me?" The questions circled in my mind, a whirlpool of doubt and regret. Aid's reaction and subsequent departure left me wondering about the fragility of connections formed under the shadow of secrets. Driven by a need for closure and understanding, I embarked on a quest to find Aid. Leveraging the small network of his acquaintances, I managed to uncover his address. Upon my arrival, the imposing gates and the stringent security initially barred my way, but I persisted, convincing them of my friendship with Aid. The door opened to reveal the woman from the photograph, Aid's mother, her presence as commanding as it was unexpected. "Who are you? What do you want?" she demanded, her eyes scrutinizing me. In that moment, I made a decision that felt like stripping away the last vestiges of my old self. I removed my wig, revealing my true identity. Her reaction was one of sheer shock, followed by a chilling declaration. "You were supposed to be dead. How did you get here?" Her words, heavy with implications of a dark past, sent a shiver down my spine. "I left you to die. How are you still alive?" she screamed, her face contorted with rage. The situation escalated quickly, and fearing for my safety, I fled to my car and drove away as fast as I could, leaving behind a scene that felt ripped from a nightmare. Unbeknownst to me, Aid had witnessed everything from his window, his thoughts a turmoil of betrayal and confusion. "Mom, why? Why did you hide this from us?" he muttered to himself, grappling with the revelations of the day. A few days of silence followed, a period of reflection and piecing together the fragmented pieces of my past. Then, unexpectedly, Aid reached out, proposing a meeting at a local cafe. Despite my reservations, curiosity and a yearning for answers drew me to him. As we sat across from each other, Aid, with a seriousness I had not seen before, voiced a theory that seemed as unbelievable as it was plausible. "Anika, you might find this hard to believe, but I think you're my lost sister." My initial reaction was disbelief, mixed with a touch of humor. "Haha, what?" "Aid, stop messing around." But the gravity in his gaze told me he was earnest, sparking a tumult of emotions and questions within me. Aid's words were a catalyst, turning my world on its head. "It's true. Why else would your hair match mine?" My mom's reaction? "She's hiding the truth." His earnestness pierced through the haze of my confusion. "You saw her reaction?" I asked, still reeling from the shock of his mother's accusation that I was supposed to be dead, that I was found in a trash can, discarded at the beginning of my life. Aid nodded, his expression somber. "Yes, it all adds up. You are my sister," he confirmed, his voice steady, leaving no room for doubt. But with this revelation came an avalanche of questions. Why did all this happen the way it did? "We need to find out," I voice, the need for understanding propelling us forward. With careful planning, Aid and I confronted his mother, ensuring she had no choice but to reveal the truth. Seated across from us, the weight of years and secrets seemed to burden her. "It's true, you're my daughter. But you were a mistake. There was no way you should have survived," she admitted, her words cutting deep. Yet they were tinged with a sorrow that spoke of a past filled with pain and regret. She began her story, a tale of love and betrayal that was as tragic as it was shocking. "I was 20 when I met him at work. He was wonderful, making me feel like the only girl in the world. We shared everything: laughter, tears, dreams. He loved me, or so I thought, until I became pregnant with you. Her voice faltered as she recounted the betrayal that shattered her world. The moment I needed him most, he withdrew, and then I found him with another woman. My heart broke. How could he choose her over me? The confession, raw and unfiltered, fell from Adi's mom's lips, revealing the depth of her bitterness and the lengths to which she had gone to erase her past. She admitted to casting me aside, a newborn, because of the hate she harbored not just for my father, but for the very essence of my existence. What she didn't know was that I had been recording our conversation, a precaution that felt necessary given the gravity of what I hoped to uncover. The moment her admission filled the room, the police, who had been waiting on my signal, stepped in. She was arrested for child negligence and attempted murder, her actions finally catching up to her after all these years. In the wake of her arrest, the legal proceedings moved quickly, and astonishingly, I was positioned to inherit everything that was to be my brother's. But material wealth paled in comparison to the familial bonds that were being forged in the crucible of our shared ordeal. I extended an invitation to Patricia, the woman who had truly been a mother to me, to come and live with Aid and me. Her acceptance filled a void in my life I hadn't fully acknowledged until that moment. Together with her boyfriend, we formed a new family unit, one built on love, acceptance, and understanding, not blood or obligation. Living together, we created a home that was brimming with laughter, warmth, and mutual support. It was a testament to the power of chosen family, and every day I was reminded of how grateful I was for this unexpected journey. Through it all, I learned the most valuable lesson of my life: the importance of being true to oneself. The shadow of the girl who was discarded in the trash faded away, replaced by Anika, a woman defined not by her past, but by her vibrant hair, indomitable spirit, and a heart that had learned to love despite the hate that sought to quench. I am Anika, I would remind myself, the girl with fiery red hair and a heart full of courage. And that was all I needed to be.